Welcome. Allow yourself to become still, quiet, receptive. Some teachings offer knowledge, others awaken awareness, and some, very few, challenge the entire structure of how we perceive reality. This book belongs to the last kind. It does not simply guide you along the path, it trains perception itself. It refines discernment, strengthens responsibility, and confronts illusion. And it calls you into conscious maturity as a spiritual being. Its deeper purpose is awakening, not as an experience, but as a permanent state of awareness within life. At the heart of this work lies a central insight. Most human beings do not truly live consciously. They function, react, repeat, and follow patterns, guided largely by subconscious impulses, emotional conditioning, inherited beliefs, and social programming. Life appears confusing, chaotic, unpredictable, because it is not observed from awareness, but from a state of sleep. The spiritual path therefore begins with one decisive movement, becoming aware, not occasionally, but continuously. Awareness is liberation, is light, is the beginning of mastery. This book opens many gateways into conscious living. One essential teaching concerns the transformation of perception in difficult situations. Instead of being ruled by emotional reactions, fear, panic, impulsive responses, the seeker learns to center awareness in higher consciousness, the seat of clarity, will, and present moment perception. From this center, life is not fought emotionally, but managed consciously. Calm replaces reactivity, clarity replaces confusion. Conscious choice replaces automatic behavior. This is the beginning of inner sovereignty. Another profound dimension of the work is discernment between illusion and reality. Humanity lives inside layers of constructed meaning, cultural narratives, religious structures, social systems, psychological conditioning, and inherited beliefs. Many of these structures no longer serve awakening. Some obscure truth entirely. Spiritual maturity requires the courage to see clearly, to question, to distinguish the living essence from outer forms, the spiritual core from tradition, and truth from comforting illusion. Awakening often feels like living a dream world, beautiful perhaps, but unreal. Reality demands always clarity. The teachings also explore responsibility, especially spiritual responsibility, for oneself, for one's energy, for influences upon others, for knowledge, practice, and for guidance. The path is not a game. Spiritual power requires maturity. Spiritual practice requires balance. Spiritual knowledge requires ethical integrity. The book offers profound reflections on the nature of the true spiritual teacher, and equally on the many distortions that arise when ego seeks authority without realization. Discernment protects the seeker. Humility protects the path. Another central theme is transformation, particularly the transformation of the ego. Not through suppression, not through rejection, not through inner violence, but through purification, healing, refinement, and growth. Spiritual development is not self-destruction, it is self-flowering. The ego becomes clarified, balanced, restored to its original innocence, integrated into higher consciousness. Transformation is evolutionary, not destructive. The work also reveals profound teachings on imagination, not as fantasy but as creative power. Imagination shapes mental reality, and mental reality shapes emotional energy. Emotional energy shapes behavior, and behavior shapes circumstance, and circumstance shapes destiny. The human being is a creator, often unconsciously. The spiritual student becomes a conscious creator. This is a fundamental shift from reaction to creation, from victimhood to participation. Another deep dimension of the book concerns the nature of beings and the structure of creation. Existence unfolds in layers: spirit, soul, energy, matter, each governed by precise laws and polarities. Constructive and destructive forces, light and darkness, balance and imbalance, higher and lower tendencies. The human being stands at the center of these polarities, capable of experiencing all and ultimately transcending them through conscious development. Spiritual perfection is the realization of divine balance. The book also addresses one of the most decisive moments on the path, the inner crossroads. At a certain stage, the seeker must choose to remain within the ordinary dualistic structure of reaction and retaliation, or to rise into higher consciousness, compassion, mercy, wisdom, and unity. The path of nature or the path of spirit. Both exist, but only one leads beyond limitation. This choice defines the direction of evolution. Those who deeply engage this teaching may experience profound inner shifts, increased self-observation, greater emotional stability, clearer perception of illusion, strengthened inner will, more conscious relationships, heightened energetic sensitivity, deepened connection to the divine source, inner freedom independent of outer conditions. Transformation becomes visible not in dramatic events, but in growing clarity and inner peace. Why are these teachings essential today? Because humanity lives in an age of distraction, illusion, and subconscious conditioning on an unprecedented scale. Information is abundant, awareness is rare, power is widespread, wisdom is scarce. Without awareness, humanity remains manipulable by emotions, ideologies, narratives, and systems. Awakening is therefore not only personal, it is necessary for the evolution of consciousness itself. This book is for sincere seekers, for those willing to question, to observe, to transform, to grow beyond comfort, to become responsible for their own consciousness. It is not for curiosity, it is for commitment. Ultimately, this teaching supports awakening, inner mastery, and conscious evolution by guiding the seeker toward clarity of perception and purity of being. To see reality as it is, to act from awareness, to live from the divine center within. Spiritual perfection is not escape from the world. It is conscious presence within it. If something within you resonates, if awareness has quietly stirred, then let this be your beginning. Enter the book slowly, attentively, allowing it to illuminate your perception from within. If you seek structured training, living guidance, and deeper initiation, you are welcome to continue through for mystics. And if your path calls you toward conscious evolution within the living spiritual community, you are welcome within Ordo Mysticus. Walk in awareness, walk in clarity, walk in light. In love, light, and service, I am Ray del Sol.